We did the unload for the patellar tendon and the fat pad. This could be for the patellar tendon. So if I've got a piece, think about, usually the inferior pole is usually very tender. You'll put it just below there.
So when would you choose to do this versus the other one?
Because the other one doesn't work, maybe.
Okay.
Thanks.
And it's the same thing.
How do you know how long to make the foam or the felt?
Usually just to the tuberosity, right there, because you've got the tendon is right in here, so you want to unload that whole piece. Again, you'll create a flap, a long flap, and a short flap. Pull up, join, make sure there's still some sticky space. You see how I haven't lost anything yet? And pull it around. Okay, so it would be the same thing here. And then you would layer another piece. And then you would wrap it. You're gonna need to keep that buckle on. Now, because I didn't go all the way around, you're probably gonna need a piece of pre-wrap under here to protect the skin. Okay, so they don't chafe with this. But you would just keep it real tight below their knee. That's another area where you could use a buckle. I've used it before on a thigh. That was a really bad thigh strain. There was, the client went out for the match. There was a unload and a wrap on the leg. Called me back out and said, this is worse. So what I did, I think I did for her very quickly, is I layered on top more X's. I did like a big unload on top of it, and then I think that worked. But then the next time she came in to the training room for her next match, we were like, this is getting worse. And I think what we did was we put a big felt pad under here, and we did an unload over that to really disperse the force. So again, you're really only limited by your own sort of creativity when it comes to stuff. It just has to make sense logically. You have to have a purpose to do something.
You did a buckle unload with the felt or the regular unload with the felt underneath?
I think at that point, I might have done a regular unload. I might have done a buckle unload on top, but an unload underneath. I did a regular crisscross unload, put a felt pad, and then I added more buckles, because that's what you could do. If you're running low on time, you know, remember, in my sport it's different. I only had 3 minutes with them, or sometimes 60 seconds on a changeover. But if you're in a sport where they get to come off, you really get to like think through and put the stuff on and then send them back out. But what you could do on a wrapped thigh, instead of taking it all off, which I would never do unless you really had time, you would then put, you know, a buckle here and pull and create additional buckles on top of an unload. So you can layer like that. Okay? All right, cool.